suppose this vlogging thing will...
and action.
and action.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So, I'm back, like I said I would be. But the daily vlogs do not start until the 14th of June. So I hope you guys haven't been coming back thinking, oh my gosh, she hasn't been vlogging like she said she was. I am. It's just not until the 14th of June where it will become every single day. And as I said, here's my husband. Really?
How you guys doing?
Here's my husband. I let you guys know when he wasn't busy, he'd be in the vlogs with us talking. And so today, we're on our way out. We're having date night. I promised that I would take him out today. Honestly, I think that's a very integral part of the relationship, is spending time with your spouse or significant other, partner, whatever it may be, and it's spending quality time. So we spend time together during the week, but today is quality time where it's just him and I. We don't have to worry about anybody else, the kids, family, work, or anything. It's just about him and I.
Yep.
So are you happy I'm taking you out today?
I'm very happy you're taking me out today.
So today we're going to go see Deadpool. We're going to get something to eat. I was trying to take him out to eat earlier, but...
Somebody was running late from work. That would be me. So my apologies to everybody.
See what I mean?
For real.
But it's okay. That just gave me time to make sure I was looking extra good, looking like a snack for later, dessert. But it might be kids watching, so we won't go.
Right.
We won't go there. So yeah, we're gonna go see Deadpool, get something to eat, and then I thought maybe we can get your Father's Day present. What do you think?
Okay, I'm not opposed to that. That's not a problem.
Not a problem.
Oh, it all depends what the Father's Day present is, I suppose. So.
Really? What does that mean?
Depending how much it costs. How about that?
Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is finances. You guys can see us talk about finances.
That's funny.
Okay?
Okay.
So, I'm a spender. I have learned to curb some of my spending habits. Okay? Every now and again, I do lash out and need retail therapy. My husband, would you classify yourself as a spender or a saver?
To be quite honest, I classify myself as a saver and a spender now. I used to be a spender big time. But then once I met my wife and we got married, my priorities changed in a lot of ways in terms of just making sure my family's always okay. So I try to always make sure, maybe I go overboard sometimes to be overly cautious about how much money we spend, but I want to make sure that, my family's always taken care of, whether it's like health stuff or just stuff for my wife's career or my career or whatever. It's very important to me that my family is happy and taken care of, so that, sometimes I might have a tendency of trying to hold on to every nickel that we have to make sure we're okay. So, I think I'm turning more and more like my father as the older I get. So.
I'm not complaining. And the reason why I'm not complaining, guys, is because honestly, the relationship with my husband, even before we got married, did help bring some stability to my life. And I appreciate that. I don't know if I've ever told you that, but I do appreciate that. Before we met, was I taking care of myself? Yes. Did I have my own house? Did I have a car and all that good stuff? Yes, I did. But was I robbing Peter to pay Paul? Yeah, I was. Like a lot of single mothers out there. So meeting my now husband, then boyfriend, and we were courting and getting to know each other, then we decided to move in together. A lot of his ways and thought processes did rub off on me. So it did help me, become more stable. So I do appreciate that. Thank you. And I can sleep. I don't have to worry about the bill man trying to get me. Like I said, robbing Peter. I ain't got to worry about Peter coming and knocking me upside my head. Not to say we've never had any financial bumps or issues or anything like that, but I can say for myself, this part of the relationship am much better off being in this marriage and relationship and partnership with my husband than I was before I met him.
Thanks, baby. I feel the same way. I mean, in a lot of ways, my wife's been, you've helped me learn how to to save and trying to think for the future, we still have to enjoy the present. So from that perspective, also my mindset is progressively changing as I go. Because I'm realizing that we might save a bunch of money, but if we're not enjoying what we're doing, what are we saving it for? So that's I think it's pretty important.
Yeah, that's basically our thought process. I know a lot of people will probably disagree with that, and no, you should save all your money. What if this happens? What if that? Yes, you should save your money. Yes, you should invest in your. It's gonna do that, baby.
Yeah.
So fine. Yes, you should invest your money wisely and make sure you have retirement plans and all that stuff. And we're gonna be looking into that shortly.
Yeah.
But I am a firm believer that you should pay yourself. It doesn't make sense if you make all the money in the world, you work yourself into the ground, and you never pay yourself. And I'm not talking about paying yourself, paying the house note, the car note, all the bills, because those are the things that you have to live anyway.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is paying yourself a luxury item. And not even, when I say a luxury item, I'm not talking about a big ticket item, but something that's just for you, that you love and you want. So sometimes with my husband, I love him because he's looking at the money and the family as a whole. I have to just spend and then let him fuss at me later, but then he's happy that I spent it.
I will admit 9 out of 10 times that's usually the case.
So I have learned in this relationship, yes, listen to my husband. Yes, pay attention to how I spend my money. Yes, we communicate on where we spend it, what's being spent. But then when it comes to those extras, I just go ahead and do it, and I'll deal with them after.
Like she said, I'll deal with him later.
Okay. So case in point, we used to have a little disagreement about groceries. I like to shop for the month. My husband likes to shop for the week. So I had to just stop listening to him. I respect him, so I was listening to him. But I had to stop listening to him and just grocery shop the way I used to grocery shop raising my children. And so that's going out to Sam's Club, that's going to multiple grocery stores, fruit market, everything, buying everything for the month, bringing it all home, breaking it all down, putting stuff where it's supposed to be, the deep freezer, pantry, everything. And then how long did that food last when I did that?
I mean, honestly, the way my wife shopped, it worked out great because we had basically, we have meat and vegetables. We had meat pretty much for the whole month. We never had to really buy anything extra except for vegetables when we ran out. So it was actually, I will admit, it was a much better system.
What was your reaction though when I came home and told you how much I spent?
I was like, I had a WTF moment, to be quite honest. And again, if younger ones are watching, I won't translate what WTF means. But that was kind of like my, eyes popping out of my head. What are you doing moment? But upon after, again, communicating with my wife, how I felt, but then she told me what the process was, and then as the weeks rolled on, I was like, oh wow, it kind of sucked that all that money went out at once. I guess, but that's the thing, right? It's a little bit of a psychological thing, I guess. I don't know if it's a guy thing or if it's just a psychological thing for anybody. It's just, it makes me feel better when less money's coming out a week. It feels like I have more money in my pocket. But when you're buying in a bigger amount, right, then you'll have your fridge will be stocked and you don't really have to think about it as much, type of thing. And then consequently, I think we started eating out less when we knew that we had a stock of food. We didn't have to worry about buying food.
So just to give you some numbers, I spent about $250, almost $300 on food. But we saved almost double because we weren't eating out. We weren't eating out. We really wasn't going to the movies and stuff like that for about a month to a month and a half because the food did stretch. So we actually wound up saving once I kind of looked back and saw, and then we had some other expenditures that had to come out, but we had the money for those expenditures because we weren't using it eating out, because now the money was actually in the bank and we had it when it came in because I had already grocery shopped and food was not an issue that we had to worry about. So those are the things as a couple, newlyweds so to speak, that we have been learning of what to do. You know, how to act, or you know, what works best for our marriage.
Well, I think also too, like just the sheer fact that, you know, I always want to feel like I'm dating my wife, even after we're married for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Like we're always, you know, trying to keep, you know, things fresh and you know, having like a flame between us. But the reality is, like when it comes to like eating out, it just seems like lately it's been seeming us. It's kind of like it makes no sense to really go out a lot to eat, because you know we both love to eat steak, right? So we looked at it like for the amount of buying like one steak dinner just for myself. Like I always eat like a certain type of cut of steak, which is pretty expensive. But then for that same money, we could have gotten 4 steaks at the butcher. Same cut too, right? Like it's a beautiful like ribeye, bone-in ribeye, and it just was like, well, why are we spending all this money on one? So it was like it was kind of, you know. So I think moving forward, when we go out, we'd be probably more for movies and like maybe go out for drinks, because that's a different thing. You know, one could argue, well, I could get a big bottle of wine and Hennessy or whatever. You know, I like Hennessy, so. And then you could just say, well, you save more money that way. But then, too, there's still the experience of going out with your significant other, and you want to spend time together. But I think more and more we've been kind of trying to like cut out eating out, and even too, like, you know, we're definitely trying to tighten our belts as a family, and like buying less snacks. We have like a really bad habit of every night we'll buy snacks so we can have snacks to watch TV, and then we're like, well, wait a minute, we're spending all our money and we don't have any. We're having a hard time. We're struggling financially when on paper we have a lot of liquid. You know, we have a good amount of money coming in. So you know, where are we going wrong? So you know, so I think we're growing as a couple, and we're learning how to better manage our finances. So
yeah, that we are, and so I'm happy about that. And then, like you said, even when we do decide to stay home and have like a date night or something like that, or eat dinner together, we try to make it as special as possible. Whether it's we have wine while we're sitting down and eating, and we sit at the dining room table, and that's something that I really didn't grow up with. We sit at the dining room table for special occasions, families over, holidays, because you know, in our black household, well, maybe you said even in your household, the dining room and the living room was off limits because it was a showpiece.
Yeah.
And basically it was when family came over,
yeah,
or we had something where we sat down. So even with that, sitting down and having dinner with my husband is actually a really good thing, because I didn't have that growing up. But it also helps us just sit down, put our phones away, and we just sit down and we talk. And we enjoy talking to each other and eating, enjoy the food that we're eating, because now that I've cooked it, I know what's in there, he knows what's in there, and we don't have to worry about, oh my God, this really wasn't good and we spent all this money on it. Because like he said, for the price of maybe one of his meals or one of mine going out, I've made a whole meal, and 9 times out of 10 we have leftovers.
Yeah. I think one of the, I guess, big things when my wife and I first, I guess she was kind of super surprised that I actually wanted to sit down and eat with her. Not like, and this is precluding going out to eat, right? This is like at home. And that was kind of like a staple in my house, that, yeah, we never went in the dining room, but we always sat together in the kitchen. Like, you know, we had the kitchen table or whatever. It was food brings people together, right? And, you know, it's just more like, it's more of a community thing in the household, just to kind of sit together. So like, and I notice more and more, like when I talk to my friends, more and more friends and families don't do that as much. And that's something that my wife and I at least try to do, you know, even if it just starts with us doing it consistently. It's important to have that type of sense of community in the household, like, so that you're sharing, you know. But and that's the thing, I think more and more, like, my wife and I are, you know, trying to really not, you know, have our noses in our phones all the time, because I think that's what most people do nowadays. And it kind of, like, I think in some ways, some people will argue that it connects people, but I think it kind of creates a disconnectedness sometimes. You got to, like, work to, like, have that human one-on-one interaction. So that's pretty important, I think. So, but yeah.
So guys, we just made it to the movies. When we pick back up, it'll probably be a little later in the evening, right around dinner time. But I'm gonna turn the phone off because it's our time. and we will talk to you guys later.
All right, guys, take care.
Bye.